Susman.
Good evening to all the viewers of tonight's program. This is just tea with the pastor since I've been out of circulation for quite a while. I've been looking to this tonight's event simply because it would give me the platform to say to everybody Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and maybe add something more of my experience with the public sa inyong lahat, how it was during my presidency. You might want to pick my brains, if you will. I can always respond to questions so that you'd know how I run the country during my term. Maybe as an added responsibility of my being a president, it's my duty to inform the public, even as I am now a private citizen. Still, I have that duty to respond to the questions that might add to the learning process of all our countrymen regarding elections and, choosing the president to run the country. I would glad, but I would first maybe give the first shot to Pastor and all that you wanted to know about what happened to me since then.
So there are many items here that we want to ask you, Mayor. But before that, Nori has something to show as our audio-video presentation of your background.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pastor. Thank you, Mayor, and welcome once again to SMNI Exclusive. Bago po tayo pupunta sa ating talakayan, kasama po ang ating former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, panoorin po natin ang audio-video presentation na ito.
Mayor, Digong, PRRD, Tatay, ito ang mga katawagang hindi malilimutan ng mga Pilipino. Dito kilala si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte, ang ika-16 na presidenteng nagsilbi sa Pilipinas. Buwan ng Hunyo taong 2016, nagmahalal sa pwesto, pero bago pa niyan ay mahigit 20 taon nang nanilbihan bilang alkalde ng Davao City. Pero sino nga ba si Pangulong Duterte sa mata ng isang Pilipino?
Ito yung presidente na hindi taga Maynila. Hindi ako sanay ng mga paikot-ikot. Probinsyano ako. At matagal akong mayor sa aming syudad. Ayan ang gusto ninyo, ibibigay ko talaga sa inyo. Huwag din niyong lukuhin ang bayan sa panahon ko kasi hindi ako papayag. That goes for all.
Sa ilalim ng kanyang pamamahala, nakamit ng bansa ang pag-unlad at pagbabago. Ilan sa mga hindi matatawarang nagawa ni dating Pangulong Duterte ay ang war on drugs, pag-angat ng ekonomiya, transportation modernization, airport projects, libreng college education, independent foreign policy, anti-red tape, pagbaba ng bilang ng krimen, universal health care, paglaban sa pandemya at Build program.
We will eliminate the drug lords once and for all. I will be a dictator, no doubt about it, but only against the forces of evil, criminality, drugs, and corruption in government.
At nagkamit ng pinakamataas na approval rating sa kasaysayan ng bansa.
I do not have any master except the Filipino people.
Mula Davao City hanggang sa buong Pilipinas, walang takot na hinarap ang bawat pagsubok na dumating sa bansa.
Ako ang taong nasasaktan. Nababasa ko yung mga ilang casualty.
Subalit, higit pa sa kanyang nagawa para sa bayan, ay mas tunay na hindi malilimutan ang kanyang tunay na malasakit sa bawat Pilipino.
Malaman ninyo isa lang tayo. Your life is not less important than mine. Our lives are very important to the country and to your family.
At kahit wala na sa serbisyo,
In a few days, I'll be out. Yung nagawa ko, para sa akin yun na yun. The best that my efforts can really achieve. Kung kulang pa yun, pasensya na po. Yun, hindi ko na talaga kaya. The things that I failed to do, mostly not because of negligence or may mga shortcomings ako, but talagang time, kasi the 6 years would not be enough to finish all the projects. Maraming salamat po sa inyo and your help in my journey in the 6 years na binigyan ninyo ako ng honor maging presidente ng Pilipinas. Maraming salamat.
ang kaibigan at tatay ng lahat. At ngayon ay si Citizen Roddy.
As I have already explained to the public, I am a night person. Ngayon, rested na ako eh. So, if there's any perceptible change, maybe in my physical, it's because nakakabawi ako sa tulog. I can complete the regimen of 8 hours of sleep. Sobra pa minsan. Yung mukhang pagod nang nawala. Pero yung age ko, tumatanda talaga. Ayun lang, ang nakakabawi ako sa tulog.
That's what I told him when he came this evening. I said, Mayor, what happened? You're looking younger and your hair is getting thicker. Sabi niya, well, it's life. I'm just relaxing. Clearly, the burden is off his shoulders because he takes his job as president before very seriously. But now he just goes around, visit some friends. And I'm so glad to see him very healthy and looking younger.
Mananatili sa puso ng bawat Pilipino ang nag-iisang Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Sa sambayang Pilipino, maraming salamat sa inyo.
Tatay, napakarami pong salamat sa lahat ng ginawa mo sa city ng Davao at sa buong Pilipinas.
Sa lahat ng mga presidente dahil ramdam talaga natin dito yung pagbabago, yung mga droga nawala talaga.
Papasalamat po kami sa kapulisan, sa ating mahal na presidente, sa nagawa niya po sa amin. Maraming salamat po, Tay. Mahal na mahal po namin kayo.
Alam mo yung feeling na parang kulang yung 6 na taon para kay President Duterte. But sabi ko nga sa kanya whenever I see him na maraming salamat because para po sa akin, he is the best president of our country that we ever had.
Para sa Pilipinas kong mahal.
Mayor, we will miss you so much as our chief executive. But first and foremost, what is in the mind of the Filipinos is this question. What is life like after Malacanang? How does it feel to spend Christmas back in Davao City, free from the demands as the country's chief executive? Are you able to enjoy your life more now?
Well, Pastor, there are positive aspects of retirement. you are rested and you get to have the sleep that you were deprived of all the 6 years that you've been president. It's like this. I'm a night person, so it was good for me. It did contribute to my biorhythm. I am at my best element pagka gabi. But ang regimen I followed was I wake up at about lunch time. I eat, but not so much of late because when you lack sleep, you do not have the appetite. I have my maliligo ako. I take a bath, then dress up. At 1:30 to 2, I report to Malacanang. I lived in a building across the river. So yung Malacanang is on the other side. I have to commute daily, riding
Ferry.
the boat, the slow boat to China actually. I think the propeller has only 2 blades running. I do not know about the Coast Guard. They were operating it. But I have to cross the Pasig River, report for duty, and start to talk to people. You know, this is the setup in Malacanang, in my time. Marami ho yung kwarto, parang parlors. Not funeral parlors, but parlors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then across 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yung people who wanted to talk to me or see me, or I have something to discuss with them officially, or complaints from other private sector, I go to the room one after the other. Tapos, pag nabakante na yon, then I go across. So, another batch of visitors. On an ordinary day, I think I spend about, the earliest would be 10. But during cabinet meetings, we usually end up about 4 or 5 in the morning. So that's how there's so many things that we have to discuss, and it's the problem of the entire country. So you would get the idea of how it is to just go on a debate with each other and discuss everything. What's the solution for this and for that? Then I go home. If it's already in the morning, I would have my breakfast. Then I sleep. But I have to wake again at 12, whether I like it or not. Usually I do not eat anymore because of lack of appetite. I just drink a glass of milk, then I work again. Now, when you go home at night, after dinner, ganun kakapal ang usually the documents that I have to read and sign. It's the entire Philippines. Ganun ang paperwork. So, as a lawyer, I would have to read, even if there's already the initials of my subordinates or the executive secretary, who is known as a little president. Usually, previous to that, ibang presidente, pag nakita na nila yung, it has been reviewed by the legal and especially bears the initial of the executive officer, yung executive secretary, who would be the closest to the president in proximity, and sa lahat na, kaibigan mo, pag nakita mo yan, but since I said, I'm a lawyer, especially yung mga binabasa ko talaga. Kasi I hate to commit a mistake. Sasabihin mo kasi ng mga tao, people would say, how can you commit such error? You're a lawyer and you're supposed to know what you are signing. So that's an injunction really that is in the mind of most of the administrator. Yung ibang presidente naman, pirma lang sila ng pirma. Pero kung talagang, if they think that the second in command is that good and you trust him, you go ahead and sign. So yun ang buhay ko. Every evening, whether I end up at about 10, 11, 12, kung maraming tao, so many, may mga sa parlors pa nandyan sa, then I have to finish and to hear everybody either connected with the activities of government or private persons, the gripe. Sometimes I listen because it is true. And you have to come up with something for a solution. So you have to keep that in mind. And before I end, sabihin ko doon sa mga secretaries, you call these persons tomorrow because I have to talk to them. So, kinabukasan na nandiyan sila, including the complainant. Ganun ang trabaho ng presidente. And every 15 days, I call for a full command conference and I discuss the law and order and security matters with the military and the police. That's my routine every day. But if I can make it sometimes Thursday afternoon or Friday, maghanap na ako ng I would find the time to hitch a ride. Dating lang ako ng Davao because may family. Hindi naman sila sumama sa akin. All alone in the house ako. So, I have an adopted granddaughter and I have my youngest daughter is also here. Wala na ho akong problema masyado kay Inlay, the eldest, because she is the vice president anyway, so she should know her business. The eldest is yung si Paulo, who's the representative, the congressman of the 1st district. We are in the 2nd district. And my youngest son, si Sebastian, finally acceded because of maybe out of respect for his sister or whatever, he agreed to run as mayor. So wala na akong problema masyado sa first three. Yung youngest ko na lang, yung babae, si Kitty, and I will just tell you about this granddaughter of mine at some other time. Kasi medyo the mother is a foreigner. Kaya it's kind of hindi naman disarray, but causing me endless nights of how to think of making something out of this yung between the mother and the yung lalaki. It's my grandson. He's the son of Mayor, Congressman Pulong. So, dito inuwi ko because naging malapit na rin kasi yung bata sa amin. So, ganun ang trabaho ko. The demands of the country's problem is almost endless. For as long as government exists, there will always be many problems to solve. Not only of government offices, but of some idiots who are in the government. Yan ang malaking problema minsan. Because they simply do not want to work, or if they work, sometimes it's in a disarray. So those are the problems that would take most of my time. Sometimes sleepless nights just to think of how to straighten the problem. Ngayong nabalik na ako dito just in time. You know, God is very good. God is it's been kind to me. You know, late. Ngayon lang naglabas yung mga ano ko. Well, nandoon na yan sila. It's like a big problem. It's in the opposite room. There's an elephant in the room, ika nga. And those were yung mga injuries ko when I was young, motorcycle and everything, and abusing your body, drinking, smoking. So these are the things that nung dumating sa akin, that is why stricto ako sa smoking. Stricto rin ako sa drinking. During my time, mga 10, but Inday, when she was mayor, she extended the hours to 12. Itong anak ko, he's very young, and he drinks. It's now 1 o'clock. It's his discretion, and I don't question it. I just say that so long as there is no trouble, okay ako. Once in a while, there is some shooting inside, people are killed, but that is part of a territory of the big city. Ako ngayon, ano na lang, you know what is really in the minds of a retiree? Alam ba ninyo kung ano? They would not tell you. But yung retired na tao, especially ako sa gobyerno, because I'm used to deal with problems, then suddenly it stops. And when you wake up, some people take it as sabi ko yung negative pati yung positive. Para bang sabihin niya, what am I supposed to do today? I feel so useless. And maybe the humdrum of being active in making decisions, talking to people na wala na, kagaya ko rin. It has dawned upon me that a retired person must somehow nurture or cultivate a frame of mind that would be healthy. Kung wala ka na talagang maisip, di mag-isip ka na lang ng babae. Total, beautiful women are actually, I'm just a human being. It's pure biology. Walang ano yan. So, when you sometimes remember your wife, you get scared. Because she might be able to read your mind. But ganito yan. So, ako, ginagawa ko is, may mga baril kasi ako. Nililinis ko yan kasi araw-araw. Nawawala na yung pintura sa kakilinis. Just to keep me busy. Then, after, just before lunch, I start to read books. Yung hindi ko pa nabasa. And after lunch, I have acquired this of late. Dadating rin yan sa inyo. It will come to you. Maybe it will or it will not. Could be a problem, but after lunch, basta napuno yung tiyan ko ng, you have this called food coma. You can read it in yung sa ano ninyo. Pagka kumain ka, inaantok ka. Kaya yung people who do business after eating lunch, talagang nakausap mo. Kaya para sa Malacanang, this is my first meeting, 1:30 or 2. And just, siguro, they have just had lunch. Anong gumaganon sa akin? Pati ako rin. I was talking to for the life of me. Dumating yung problema sa akin na gano'n. During the last years of my para bang the medical term for that is food coma. The doctors can explain it. Basta pag nagbusog ka, gano'n ka. So now, kasi noon pag sa Malacanang ako, if I think I'm so drowsy, ginaganyan ko na yung mata ko. Para bang itong isa tinutulak ko. Wala naman tao eh. Sometimes you're talking to, well, not exactly all audience. Mayroon yung mga diplomatic, siyempre, they would somehow carry their impression and they would say, look, that President of the Philippines, you know, he pulls his eyelids down, then, just to, para hindi ka lang makatulog na gano'n. Pero hindi naman yun talaga. Do not stretch it that far. Parang gano'n lang. So, yun ang ginagawa ko. There are nuances of... so ngayon, after 30 minutes, yung food coma is 30 to 1 hour. 30 minutes, gising ka na. Just take a nap. Very good. Then I go for the puzzle sa Wordscape, sa tablet, just to keep your mind active. Reading books and playing the... Naku, I am now on the level 90. Oh, the last one was last night. May isang word lang tako, nakumpleto ko na. Putsa. Hindi ko ito, TH, them, there, sabi ko. I had a hard time. Tapos tinawag ko yung nurse ko. She's a police captain. There are 2 of them. Police captain din yung isa. Papalit-palit sila. So sinabi ko, ano mo? Siyempre police. Pero bright ito. She can, sometimes we do it together. Pero sabi niya, madali yan. Kuha siya ng so if you spell out the TH, sabi niya, theme. So I completed. 90. Perfect. Tapos 90 na ako. Pero minsan, yung wala ng tao, kasi hindi naman sila natutulog sa kwarto. They go down, may isang kwarto doon sa baba. Minsan, pag mahirapan na ako, yung alam ko na hindi ko alam, tinatapong ko yung, pero matibay itong, I would not mention the brand, matibay itong, wag yung made in, alam mo na. Kasi mapakang lang yan, wala, sira na. Yan ang, sa, hanggang mga alas 3. Ano lang ako. Then I call friends and discuss matters. I go firing. Yan sa paper target lang. Not human beings. Used to be criminals, but I do not shoot them with yung airgun lang para masaktan lang ng kunti. As a punishment. Then pag in the evening, ganon, balik ng routine. But sometimes kung maano na, wala ng traffic, 2, 3, 4, if you go out at night, minsan makita mo ako, nag-bike ako. It's either bike or trike. Umiikot ako ng syudad just to sharpen your senses and to see that kung mata mo okay pa. Ayun ang ginawa ko. Kagabi, I was planning to go out. I called for the mechanic. Pero umulan eh. Pero ngayon, siguro, I don't know. Sometimes my wife balks at my going out. Pero, yun ang ko, Pastor.
Mayor, in your 6 years as our former president, you had many cabinet meetings. What can you remember as one of the most remarkable, humorous ba or otherwise?
Okay, I'll tell you. This is the truth. And you can check it out. I'm just an ordinary student. Maybe below average. Because I had a hard time passing grade. You know, my classmate and my childhood friend was my neighbor is Carlos Dominguez III, the Finance Secretary. Yung kindergarten pa kami, valedictorian talaga yun siya hanggang high school. But I got out of Ateneo. Maybe I was not good for them. Second year ago, I graduated somewhere in the province. So, it's either tamad ako mag-aral o I don't know. Baka mahina rin talaga ako. But if you think of an instance, I was laid back cabinet meeting. We were discussing. Kasi yung mga cabinet members na military, they're on one side of the long table. Nandoon sila lahat. Lorenzana, National Security Advisor, and some good soldiers and policemen na kinuha ko because they are proficient, they follow orders, and they don't debate with you. But if you talk for this director and you have this program or plan or platform, he will have so many, you say, mayor, gano'n. So, can't you just decide if... Kaya gusto ko itong mga military, but most of them were the bright ones. Lorenzana was your classmate in Notre Dame sa Parang. He was the defense secretary. He's very bright. He's a military man, a PMA graduate. And he was also doing duty work here in Davao City. So I got to know him. Lahat yan sila puro either valedictorian, cum laude, graduate of the National Science. And dito naman sa tabi ko, Sunny, valedictorian, yung valedictorian sa law school namin sa eskwelahan ko. Yung sa Secretary of Transportation. Si Tugadi, was also a valedictorian and debater of my school. At saka dito sa tabi ko, si trade minister ko, si Kose, who is the energy, talagang puro bright, including Attorney Kalida. You know, I only know of two guys here in Davao. I'm a lawyer who can write magnificent pleadings. One of them was naging, for a few days, the Solicitor General. He was my Solicitor General rin. But he was reappointed by COA. But suddenly, he resigned. So I tried to find out why. Hindi ko masabi sa inyo ang rason. It has something to do with matanda na tayo. So, I don't know gaano siya ka sabi lang may sakit. Ay ako, marami rin ako. So, but I I was studying them. Sabi ko, valedictorian, cum laude, Sabi ko sa Sunny, you're the valedictorian ko, kay Lorenzana, who was the defense secretary. Sabi ko, bright lahat. And then I look at myself as if there was an imaginary mirror in front of me. Tingin ko sarili ko, sabi ko, it's not really a bad case of just being an average. Because my mother, who was a sister, a teacher, who was also a retired supervisor, sabi nga nung, you would ask me, is there any chance that you can have maybe a 78? But it's always 75. Sabi ko, Mama, if I get 76, would it add to add anything? 76 is 76. It's not a high grade, and you don't need it. You need a 75. No doubt about it. If you get 76, 77, walang silbi. Of course, 90, 92 would be. Hindi ako nagsabi ko, I'm telling you the truth. Hanggang high school yan, puro 75 lang yan. Sometimes I would say 78, ganun. The highest would be 80, but it would be a miracle. But as I was pondering, sinabi ko kanila, look guys, you're all brilliant, and I will concede to you your wise decision. But you know what? With all your intellectual competence and why are you all my servants? I am the president, I have the final say. Ano ka say? You study that, study that. So, Boracay. So, si Mato is a military man. All it was say, si Mato, you go to Boracay and clean it up. Because when I was campaigning, I had a chance to pass by, was smelling with shit. Sabi ko, so, ganon. In 6 months, he cleaned Boracay. Boracay is very good. And everybody's happy. But at that time, there were so many complaints from the local officials that this will disrupt. Of course, it will disrupt the normal course of things there. But when you want to change, you have to sacrifice. And no president would ever really do that. You know why? Because of politics. In the past, used to have a re-election. So, they would never do anything that would offend the population or the local officials, the mayors and governors. Because boto yan eh. So, careful sila. Or, if you are there and you might want to support or strengthen your backyard because one day you will step down. And so you don't want to offend anything. If that is your frame of mind, walang mangyari. So, let me be very clear to the human rights. Sabi ko na sa ito sa kanila, since when a crime for a president to threaten the criminals, when I do not destroy my country because I will kill you, and do not destroy our children by feeding them with drugs because I will kill you. Nothing could be as clear or clearer than if I may, Pastor,
Yes,
you might
yes,
want to continue. Nandito na rin tayo sa world stage. Yung human rights, it's very easy for them to say that there were so many persons killed, almost 7,000. Well and good, if you insist. Sige, pangalan. Juan de la Cruz died last night by gunshot wounds. Assuming that he was really killed or there was a gunfight, kindly look at the second page of your document or turn it back and start to read. Who was this criminal killed? Me? I'd be cruel and brutal in my language. To me, they're just a carcass. You destroy my country because every time you sell drugs, you destroy a family. You know, if you have an enemy, all you have to do in this country is to get one of the children addicted to drugs, feed them with drugs, and that family becomes dysfunctional. Now, I would like to ask you better answer me. How many families, because they go home to their families, so how many families would become dysfunctional because of the drug trafficking? Alam mo, pag, you know, when there is a, God, I forbid, huwag sa inyo mangyari. That family becomes wala na, it's all in. Magdakaw ng, you know, they steal first with your things, the property of the family, the car, minsan they would destroy the drawers of their mother and father and get the jewelry and pagbili. Starts there and the family, I said,
Perpetual a problem.
okay lang yan. Basta mayaman. O bagay, but still, galit ako. Itong mahirap ngayon, itong mga taga-Tondo, itong taga-Boulevard, itong ilang pamilya nasisira dyan. At one night na pagbili, one single person will have to contaminate another person so that he can have an income to support his addiction. And it goes like internecine. Pag gano'n yan, contaminate one, then the other one would contaminate. It becomes an internecine thing. So, ilan ang pamilyang nasisira? Yung iba, maghiwalay ang asawa. Problema na yan eh. Mga anak. Itong mga pobreng Pilipino, anong mangyayari sa kanila? So, invariably, because of may dalawa, tatlo na It's easy to sell drugs to. And maybe totoo yan. They take drugs para lang sa sa gutom. I must concede to that. Because it is true. But somehow, we're trying to, kaya nga may DSWD. But you know, you destroy a family. And what pains me, makinig kayong lahat, the wife will separate from the family and apply to the recruitment agencies that are also corrupt and run by idiots. Not all, but yung nakaloko ng Pilipino, yung gusto ko yung patayin ko. They go there to be deployed in the Middle East or in Africa or in AD. So, I will not mention the region because may mga Pilipino doon. But how many times have you read of a Filipina being raped? How many Filipino or Filipina, if you may, na they commit suicide. They do not go out in the streets and have been bumped by a car or run over by the train. They will just run and jump into the... Why? Because the door is locked. So, tumatakbo na. How many? Lahat na, nakita mo na. Jump over the... Many times nabasa ninyo kayo mga Pilipino. Maybe they can no longer stand the... I'll tell you this. When I was mayor, there were about 2 mothers crying at my gate. So my wife, which was an early morning, went out. She wakes up early. What's wrong? And said that their daughters were arrested for distributing grocery. Well, in the first place, they should not have done that. It could be a crime in some other jurisdictions. So I said, I'll do something about it. So I started to call our embassy in that place to ask questions. Ayun nga eh. So my wife, because they were there every day, wala namang, they didn't have bring along with them food, so my wife had to accommodate them, including the children who were running around and making a mess out of her sala. Sabi na, asawa ko, do something about this. So I decided to go there. And requested for an audience with the highest official or the person who mattered most in this kind. It was quite a bit dementia, but he still could, you know, because when the senior aide whispered to him, I saw him then. So I was lucky. Ay, salamat. So I know that I could bring back the 3 of them. One is from Kidapawan, 2 from Turil, dito sa Davao. But the legal officer of the office that I went to told me to talk to my counterpart. So parliament yung kanila. I was a congressman then at that time. Because after 3 terms, that would be 9 years, you cannot run again. You have to break. So, nag-break ako as a congressman. Pero ito ang nangyari. Sabi niya, I suggest that you talk to your counterpart. So, I had to wake up early the following morning and went to the parliament. I introduced myself and a Committee on Public Order and Safety. Same with them, but with religious undertones ang sinabi. Alam mo sinabi niya, look, tell your countrymen that they should not be deceived about itong culture. Because there are not all, in fairness to him, not all, but some of a class of people there. When you work for them, if you are bought from the slave markets of Africa, or you are a paid servant, sabi niya, especially if it's again, rape is part of the territory.
They own you.
Kaya yung iba na sabi ko, hindi na makadet, tumatalo na lang tapos and umuwi dito with all the, not even bruises, but with the hematomas and the traumas in the body. Human rights. Kung wala kayong pagmamalasakit sa kapwa-tao ninyo, wag mo akong isali sa inyo. If you do not have that native, innate love for your countrymen, Filipino, then you do your business. Do not drag me into this kind of shit. It pains me deeply as a Filipino to di na ninyo alam ang basta inyo, sige bilang dyan kung ilan ang namatay. God, what do you think of government forces, the military and the police? All idiots? You know, they are graduates of the Philippine National Police Academy and the military is the Philippine Military Academy. They know what they are doing. You don't shoot a person with his hands already in surrender, or a person that's being hog-tied. Those are the work of people who abscond with the money of the criminal syndicates, as I have told you, and I am insisting na ganun nga. Hindi kami magtrabaho. Bakit pa talian ang kamay? Why would, if I were a policeman tasked to shoot people, why would I have to, you know, take time in... All I have to do is to shoot him in the head and he falls down. Then that's it. If that is what you want to dramatize. Sinabi ko na sa kanyo, I have lost so many policemen and military officers in the siege sa Marawi. Alam mo kung bakit yung biggest factory ng Shabu nandoon. Including sa Osamis, yung si Parahinog na patay na ngayon, including the wife. They were the ones raking money there. Well, I'm not the president, so wala na akong immunity, but you can go ahead and file a case. I would be happy to face you anyway. Yan ang masakit sa akin. Yung mga anak, you know why? All these years, they endure rape or inhuman treatment, and all the you know, these guys there can think of to hurt people. What is the crime of these Filipino employees or Filipino servants there? What went wrong? Ano bang kasalanan niya? Alam mo kung anong kasalanan nila? Kung hindi pa ninyo isip ito, ang kasalanan nila because they are poor and live in That's why they have to work and they send money to the family, hoping that the family would remain, at least a family home is there, and they can eat or some money, more money to educate the children. But after 3-4 years, they come back and they say that the husband has become also an addict and there is another woman in the family home. Some of their daughters become prostitutes and yung mga anak nila, it's either a peddler or a traffic drugs. That was what really, if you have to define me, start from there. Of course, the other problems of the country, insurgency. Sabi ko naman sa insurgency, at least the season, well, I do not want to offend the military and the police, but kami ni season, the late season, nag-away kami. At the last conversation he had in public I just blew my top and trim all the cuss words. So I'm sorry, he's not around. Pero, yun na. Pero itong, at least season, or at least itong mga taas, they are fighting. What are they fighting for? It's a principled fight. They want to change government. But you know, guys, if you want to change government, you participate in the voting, not to raise arms against the government.
That's it.
That is really our problem. Me, I want to change government if there is enough power someday, somewhere. It's either amending the Constitution or just convincing other people in government, Congress, you have to look into this problem in another lens. Not the ones, not the popular, parang ganun. Yan ang ano ko sa, you drop your weapons, form a party, and I will gladly join you. Land reform, corporate sharing, whatever. I promised you, when I run for the presidency, anong sinabi ko? I will fight drugs. It's destroying our country. I will fight criminality. You know, these idiots, some of them are already in the heavens. I know what kind of heaven, I really do not know. They are there because sabi ko, kidnapping, even after the family had already paid the ransom, pinapatay pa din. You know, if you do that, it will not make me happy. If you rape a child and kill, or if you rape a woman and rob her and kill her, tell me a president who would be happy with that. Me, I'll be sad. So, I will make you sad. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. There's an idiom for that goes for all. Hindi lang basta makatapos ka, nakuha mo yung ransom, patayin mo pa. So, saan magpunta? File a case in court now? We have a corrupt government. I am admitting it, even during my term. You can buy the police, you can buy the military, you can buy the governor, mayor, judge, and even your case. Merong ang problema, yung mga police na sa droga, sinabi ko na sa inyo noon pa, do not go into that business because you will be the first to go. Just wait when I join you in the 7th
Heaven.
level doon sa sometimes it go hell. Pagdating ko dyan, putang, hampasin ko kayo ulit. And you know what? Pastor, if I go to hell, I will tell, who's the boss here? Satan? Where is he? That idiot. Then I will just go there and slap him and say, you stand aside. I will now be the head. Then I would say that, you know, all the idiots are, by the way, all the beautiful women are there. In hell. Karamihan sa magaganda. Sa hell yan. Kasi doon man ako pupunta. Not because na...
Mayor, regarding human rights and the Constitution and the meaning of Constitution, are you willing to debate any man, any lawyer from Harvard?
I would like to, any Harvard lawyer,
No.
Pastor, it would be a big moment for me. We always say, follow the Constitution. Do not do drugs. Well, for Harvard in the States, look what is happening to your country now. There was this lady I was viewing last night on TV. He was asked about the Ukraine-Russian war. But more than what he said, before that, I would wish the government to take care first of my neighborhood who are filled with gangsters
Zombies.
and drugs. Sana, what kind? They are there intense.
City.
And you see government now giving them drugs freely so that they will die happy. You do that in my city, I will burn your tent, including you inside there. You know, finally, America had to give in to crime. Remember that the drug problem did not start with these people there in the tent city. They were not started by just petty criminals. The drug problem started with people who had money and who were gangsters. And they left us with this problem. I know that I realized it early on that if they had their way, if we allow it, or I allow it at least in my city, I warned everybody, time and again, do not do it. When I was mayor, do not destroy my city. It is my city, and I love the inhabitants here. When I became president, I said, do not destroy my country by making so many millions of dysfunctional families. the bedrock of our is the, the local, the mass of the bedrock of the country. And then you destroy so many. And you think that this idiot, this criminal, is so sacred that you have to fight me and want me to go to jail. Look, let me say it again. When I was president, the drug problem, the fight against drug, and the fight against criminality was to me a matter of principle. And early on, as mayor, I told you, I am willing to bargain with my honor. I can lose my honor, my life, including the presidency. As early as about so many months after I assumed office. Did I not warn that? Was not. Hindi kayo nakinig. Ang problema, akala ninyo basta yung gano'n lang. You cannot corrupt all military men. You cannot corrupt all soldiers. You cannot corrupt the mayors. But the mayors were very active. Some of them, that's why they, kaya namatay. I told you, one time, and alam ng mga mayors ito, all mayors and governors of this country, I called for them. And sinabi ko doon, I asked the security people to get out. Kami-kami lang, mga mayors. And I said to them, do not commit the mistake of using the powers of your office to traffic drugs, because I will take care of you. Then, the next day, another said, marami ang mayors eh. Same thing. Then, the governors, kukunti lang. But I was, so, nahihiya ako. I feel so, maybe there's something in me which is I should not be doing it, because I was once upon a time just a mayor like you. But I told them, lahat ito, you ask your governor and mayor. Kinulong ko yan sila, kami-kami lang. Sinabi ko sa kanila. Kung gano'n na lang ang salita ko sa mayor pati governor, ikaw criminal ka kung ayaw mong... Pastor, may I interject something?
Yes, Mayor.
Alam mo, somebody gifted me with itong perfume.
Perfume, Mayor, no?
Oh, it's
What's the brand?
ito Hennessy from London.
Hmm?
Marami itong binigay nila. So, binigay ko rin sa mga officers ko doon sa... ang problema, nakalimutan ko kung sino yung mga pangalan nila. I'm not advertising this because it's not allowed. But gusto ko lang na itong nagbigay nito, powerful dessert, whatever. Ang nagbigay nito sa akin, I'm showing it to you right now. I would like to thank you. Pero ako, personally, ginagamit ko rin ito. Kasi, inandyan eh. Sayang, mabango naman. Bakit hindi mo gamitin? So, marami kasi isang ganun ang binigay nila. So, binigay ko doon sa mga officer ko sa Yung may immediate security ko. Magpabango kayo. Magpabango tayong lahat para... Salamat, ha? And PD. Wala nang iba kasi. And mind you, it's perfume.
That's a good brand, Mayor. NSC.
Oh, it comes from London.
Very classy brand.
Pero I
Mabango
really
siya.
do not know. I cannot vouch for anything about its origin. But as to the scent, it's like a scent of a woman.
No?
Gusto mong gamitin para maging babae ka na rin. So I'd go back to this problem of
To continue, we were talking just a while ago. I'd like the crowd to know, those who are viewing us, the essence and meaning. Every country has a constitution. In your own terms, you told me very clearly what the essence and meaning of having a constitution. What really is the meaning and essence of a constitution?
You know, a constitution is just a piece of paper. Kung hindi mo tignan, it's just, you can throw it away. But the constitution as it is, especially in democratic countries, this constitution is sacred first to the military. Ang military ang sinunang constitution. They will not follow the president na, no? Na ganito. You have to operate within the constitution. And the police, kasali na dyan, and of course the bureaucracy of government. The constitution is just a piece of paper. But everything there, if applied, that is what holds the country together. And it would, give the government the powers, but at the same time in this constitution, it is the wall where government cannot go beyond. For example, there are extensive powers given to Congress to enact laws, President to implement it, the judiciary to interpret if there is a controversy. But ang sa tao, you have there is what would call the rights of the people, due process of the Constitution. That each and every one of us will be protected by the law. Yan ang protektado ka. It defines the rights and obligations of a citizen. The Constitution says that there must be an arrest, then there must be a trial on the merits, and then if you're found guilty, you go to prison. And like that. Ang problema ko, nung mayor ako, can I have yung issue? Matigas itong I want the tissue. It's more because I felt like crying remembering the criminals that are now in heaven. Butang ina ninyo. Bullshit yun. The Constitution is it's just like the masterpiece which we all must honor. And the one that guarantees the Constitution and the existence of government in that Constitution is the military. They are tasked with that, protecting the Constitution. Well, kaming mga presidency, well, of course, we are the commander-in-chief for as long as you are the president. But it does not mean to say that you can exceed. Kagaya ko, sabi nila that, President Duterte is abusing his authority by killing people. That's crazy. When did I ever admit that I killed somebody? Of course, I have the right to threaten criminals. It is my duty. I'm the president. But kung sabihin mo, who were the poor souls that you killed? Well, it's a trade secret. It's I cannot share it with you. There will be competitors if you get to be reckless. Ganun lang yun. That's what it is all about. The Constitution protects everybody. It establishes the organs of government, legislative, executive, the president. The president is the sole sa executive. The president is the chief executive. He holds the power alone. Unlike Congress, there are many congressmen and senators. They have to confer to pass a law passed by the House or the upper house. In the Supreme Court, the ruling organ there is the Supreme Court. And there are about 15. But the presidency, ikaw lang.
Oh.
And there are, ganito yan eh. It's just like two lines. As president and the protector of the Constitution, you are the commander-in-chief of the all armed forces, Navy, Army, dito naman, you are the chief executive of the department. And in that, yung police, pati yung mga mayors, governors, are in the cabinet level, you have the full control. Meaning to say, you can change, reverse, amend any rule promulgated by any bureau or department. But on the lower level, you have no control, only supervision. Why? Because the mayors and governors are elected by the people.
No, executive din sila.
Dito, you appoint. So, they are all, lahat, including the Supreme Court, the Ombudsman, the COA. It is the President who has the appointing authority. And Congress can review it by yung Commission on Appointments. But ang appointment is solely in the hands of the President. That's why you have to be very careful about getting people. You know, yung Congress, you cannot control the votes. Whether they would vote for a genius or the most dumb, wala kang magawa. It's up to the people to decide. If you elect a president who's a killer, as the human rights people would like to picture me, you got it all wrong, guys. I am here to protect the people. And maybe at the end of the day, I'm just an ordinary citizen. Pero I'm just warning the drug guys. Do not commit the mistake of entering the city again. There's a little bit of dito spark. Medyo bumabalik, but not as bad as in the previous days. I hope that we have to support the president and we have to support his program of law and order, whatever. But I hope that it will be soon talagang he has to take the bull by the horns. Talagang anuhin mo because ang droga, But I have full faith and confidence in our president. And those pessimistic or the guys who do not say anything good in government, any government for that matter, you are just there as, I am sorry for you. Pero yung nagmamalasakit sa bayan niya, especially drugs kayo, do not ever commit the mistake of dito sa Davao. You know, I do not want to do it. Ayaw ko. Don't force my hand into it. It's either you kill me or I will kill you. Mamili ka sa dalawa. Me, no problem. I said, I have another position waiting in the other heaven. So I told you, the moment I enter hell, I would just saan dito si yung chief ninyo?
Change position.
Si Satanas. Sabihin ko sa kanya, look, I'm giving you just 1 second. Get off your throne or else I will cut your tail and make it a balbacoa. It's a very... I will make you suffer. Just your tail. And you can rot in a corner forever. There is in you
Administration.
change of administration. This one is pro-God. So, ayaw.
Mayor, let's go to the pulse of the nation, pulso ng bayan. Think Tank Publicus is a survey company, took a survey asking respondents what issues the Duterte administration tackled they would want to be continued by the incumbent administration. The top 5 of them were as follows. Number 1, continuation of the Build program. Number 2, the war on illegal drugs. Number 3, independent foreign policy. Number 4, provision of subsidies and incentives to micro, small and medium-sized enterprises. And number 5, NTF-LCAP. What goals did you have in mind when you focused on these programs while you were still in office?
Well, I think that it's there. Nandyan na yan. And I think the policy makers of government realize that. I think that my rating of 90
Yes.
when I got out of the presidency was because the programs that are there.
These are the ones.
Say so many streets improved. We were able to revive the railway, and it has always been my dream. Naubusan lang ako ng panahon that the Luzon to Bicol, yun ang
Railway,
too far away. We need, find a nation, especially the poor countries. Find a nation that succeeded in moving people, services, and goods na hindi pumasok ng railway. It is very important to develop yung ating railroads.
Railway system.
All countries, India and everything. Kasi it's cheap, it's easy to move goods. So that our and people, so that we have a government that is moving goods coming in and exporting out of the city, so that there is economy. It's important. And you need fast The ships now would be about 2 or 3 days. But railroad running 24 hours, just like what you say now, if there's a railroad, tingnan mo sa TV, it's our humble contribution to my country. We have been able to improve the roads, but you know, traffic is always there. Even in Davao. Sa Davao, you can hardly move now. Bakit? Davao is improving by leaps and bounds. Maraming tao maka-afford na ng sakyan. And even the police and the military, yung dinoble ko yung sweldo nila. Yung mga security ko na babae na yung nakita ninyo, I do not want men yung sa inner security. Ayaw. Sabi ko, doon lang kayo sa ulayo. If I'm assassinated, I should fall down with the hands of the lady. Yung makita mo sa TV, yung mga babae na, yun nung dinoble ko yung sweldo, alam mo, magulo na sa Malacanang. Kasi yung parking nag-agawa na. Because ito sila nagbili na ng kotse. Ito namang mga automakers, bright masyado, alam nila na can afford na to buy. So yung mga lahat ng security ko nagbili ng yung offer ng the dealers of cars. O ganito lang. So alam nila may pera eh. At saka ano lang. So nagipag-agawan doon sa mga parking place, yung mga kahoy doon. So galit yung mga opisyal. Pinapagalitan yung nurse ko. Tinawag ko yung bakit ka mag-ano ng this is a public place. If the nurses would get there first, bakit ninyo yung pagalitan? Just like in a street, alam mo yung mga sadaan, lagyan nila ng parang exclusive parking for their customers. Yung maliliit na ano, you cannot do that. Kung wala ka na doon, you have to vacated na yan. Any Juan de la Cruz can also park there. You cannot appropriate the space for yourself because that is a public property. Yun ang sinabi ko doon sa mga kasi sir, pinagalitan kami sa krami, ganun rin. Yung mga pulis nagbili, sabi ko sa krami, you know what, guys? Build a parking space na meron na. Magkolekta ka lang. Kung konti lang, parang token. Para makaparking na yung marami ng mga mayaman. And do you know why? I would like to address myself again to everybody. Bakit dinuble ko sweldo nila? Alam mo, ang pinaka-boy natin, kung houseboy pa, itong military pati police. First, they have to defend the country, the integrity of the country with their lives. The police have to deal with the criminals and drug addicts exposing themselves and dying. Kaya sila namamatay. Then, kung may landslide, call the military and the police. Kung yung nag-aaral dyan sa Academy for Police, sige, you dig with your bare hands. Landslide, may ano yan, mano-mano pa yan. Tapos may sunog.
Sila rin.
Police, you cordon the place and stay there until kingdom come. Hanggang mawala na yung there is flood. You cause the Coast Guard, Navy. Ako nung nabutan ako ng baha doon ako sa bahay ng yung ninipaw. Pero we were neighbors. Kasi hindi naman ako nagpapaano, pero may yung when I was mayor, marami na kasing pumupunta sa bahay. You know, my mother, nasanay yan sa politika noon ng tatay ko because my father used to be governor of Buan Davao. This is just the one big place. Parang naano na siya. She no longer could not, my late mother. Maraming tao na punta dyan sa beranda niya. Kasi doon ako nakatira. Sabi niya na, you know, mayor ka naman, at least may pera ka na, find a house of your own. Actually, ayaw ko rin umalis kasi libre ang kain pamilya. My mother saved enough money for her hanggang so pinaalis niya ako doon sa yung nabaha napunta ka man, it's river actually, it's you. Yung mga bahay doon sa 2-3 wala masyadong nagpatayo kasi mabaha. So yun pa ng pinakamura, pahanap ako ng SSS, acquired asset. Ibig sabihin, nakuha na hindi nakabayad, amortization and all like that. So, binili ko mura 700. So binili ko talaga. Kunti sa nanay ko, kunti yung sa savings ko. Pero nakapalibot kami sa nagbaha minsan yan. Pati yung low books ko sa law school na sana na kung nalaman ko rin yung anak ko si Inday would take up law. Kaya ko na tinago talaga yun sa basement. Hanggang atip God that my family was not there. Of course, my wife was. Pati mas mababa yung kay Paulo kasi subdivision ng 2 rooms yung doon kasi there's a wedding somewhere here sa Harana. Ninong ako, then lakas ng downpour. Dog and cats talagang downpour. It was a continuous pouring of water. Hanggang na sa radyo, sabi ni itong si Paulo, tawag sa kay Sani, papunta na ako doon kasi sabi baha na. Mabuti na lang yung aming bahay na bili ko, medyo mataas. Sabi ni Paulo na baski malibre na yung anak niya. Bahala na daw basta malibre yung anak niya. So, yung pagpasok ko doon, Pastor, punasok ko talaga, ito, ba't nakatakbo po kami ng ilang, nagbaba na ako, I really had to hang on to yung mga fences ng bahay. So, able to, pag lumaks na, atip na kami. It was the Navy. Mga Baby Coast Guard, they were scattered around. Parang buyan sila May sunog, lahat sila. May gira. Kanila lahat yan. Kaya ko binigyan ko ng sweldo ununa ko. Kasi yung teachers na gano'n. My mother was a public school teacher. But sa teaching lang talaga, it was not really a jeopardy thing. Itong mga pulis, kung may mga barilan ngayon dyan, may mga hold up, it's either they go there and fight it out or makita kita na, well, I'll shoot you. You go and fight and die. Ganun yan. That's the military. You go out and die. Because that's your job. To fight and to die. Kaya, doble. In the meantime of course, a lot of them, or most of them, would reach retirement. Pero yung iba, along the way, na disgrasya, at least makaipon siya. Pati kung wala na siya, kasi mauna man silang mamatay, makapagtayo lang man sila ng bahay or something that is comfortable to the family. That's the reason. maraming nagtatanong, bakit itong police military favored? No. It is commensurate to the
Responsibility.
trabaho nila. Because ang nakataya, the teacher does not go out and fight criminals. They don't fight the insurgents. But the police and the military would do it for us. Will. Yun. Hindi, that's a secret. I will tell you publicly now. Pero long kayo na hindi ninyo naintindihan. Ganon talaga. And because also, my program, I'm the only president of this country na nakita ko, nagduble ang sweldo. Alam mo bakit ang entry fee? If you go as a policeman, so you start training. Ang entry fee mo, 14,000. Oh, how can, if you have the family, you want to be, how can you survive with 14,000?
Yeah. Lalo na ngayon.
Hindi mo kulaan tayo ng police kasi wala mang magpasok. Not because they do not want to be policemen or afraid to die, but because the pay is so small, you can hardly support a family or even to support your parents. Kaya yan ang ano diyan. May mga gago rin diyan. Marami rin akong napaalis. At marami akong alam nila na nagbubugbog talaga ako ng pulis. Dito yan sila suntok pati ayaw ko lang sabihin. Pero lalo na yung tayo mong pulis ha. Punta ko na. Sa opisina ako, Mayor. Hey, Mayor. In tatters. So, bakit? What's happened? Binugbog ako, Mayor. Ito. Pakita ko, sabi ko, okay lang yan. Basta dyan banda. Pati ito dito. Ay, baba mo lang yan. Alam ko na yan. So, parang massive matrauma. Siguro, sinong may gawa niyan? Sa sino pa, di yung husband ko. Sino yung husband mo? Sa police mayor, sa putang. Sanay, tawagin mo yung yawa niya. Sa mayor, tawagin mo. Patayin mo yun sa mayor. Hindi ko, hintay ka lang. Pagdating ng police, tawagin ko yan. Punta ka sa kusina before the washroom. May kwarto doon, parang small bodega of the office of the mayor. Doon ko tawagin. Tawagin ko yung asawa, pati yung anak. Putang ina ka. So, anong unang ginawa sa'yo? Ayaw, sinuntok ako dito. Putang na, suntok ko yung sir, huwag ito, sir. Bakit ka, sir? Ano ba? Ito, yun. Ay, putang ina kasi. Tapos yung maganahan na ako, dito sinipa. Pag sinipa, ito, puta na pasubrahan ko, sipain ko, puta na ka. Maya gumagano na sa tao, sabi niya, Mayor, huwag na. Sabi ko, akala ko pag gusto mong patayin ito, Mayor, mahal ko yan, asawa ko. Girl. Ang last ko na bugbog na pulis, nung paalis na ako pagka mayor. Yung may babae, kabit. Hindi na nagbibigay ng sweldo, binubugbog pa yung mga anak ko. Tawag ko, a few days before I resigned to run for the yun ang tawag ko, kalika. Pagdating, hindi pala, pagdating doon, may kasalanan pa, sinampal niya yung asawa ko sa harap. Putang ina ka. Halika dito. Sabi ko, paglabas ng dalawa, ang asawa, ang babae, nakangiti na.
Kabalus na.
Kaya ako, when ginagawa ko yan, you know that God is very, very understanding. You know, when I do all those things, because I had a dream once, na nagtinginan kami ni Jesus Christ. Para siya, dream, matagal na ito, mayor na ako. Para nagtinginan kami ni Jesus Christ, tapos nag-smile siya sa akin. Okay ito. Kung saan ang galit ng Diyos, nagkaganon. Para siya nag-kumiti, smile. Okay ka, Rodrigo. Yung interpretation ko lang yun. It can be true, it might be...
Totoo siguro yan, Mayor, kasi yung sinabi ko sa iyo, 18 years before you became president, I had a vivid dream. Every year sinasabi ko sa iyo, di ba?
I'll make it public again. I've been saying this dito. Kami ni Pastor, we're friends, nag-golf kami, firing. Just like an ordinary male, lalaki ba? Yung mga laruan ng lalaki, shooting, golf. Minsan, naglaro kami, sabi niya, Mayor, may sabihin ako sa iyo. Sabi niya, na naginip ako na nag-golf pa doon na sa... Hindi namin pa nakita yung Malacanang golf course. Andoon ka daw sa golf course. Nakahawa ka ng pampalo. Nakapalibot daw puro naka-uniforme. Sabi mo puro parang general. At you are now, dumating ka, naka-chopper ka, nagbaba ka, mag-golf ka na. Sabi ko, Pastor, that was about after how many years?
18 years before 2016.
Talaga nagkatotoo.
Oo.
Totoo yan.
So, destiny mo talaga.
Hindi lang ako, pati yung mga workers, church workers dito, alam nila yan. Kasi sinabi ni Pastor, sa kanila bago sa akin. Kaya pag umuwi ako noon, tingin ako sa salamin. Sabi ko doon sa... Hindi ko na sabihin yung sabi ko sa kasama ko, Love, pwede ang presidente ba itong mukha na ito? Sabi ko, ha? Mukha? Ikaw? Well, pero ang isa pa si
Panelo.
But Panelo was more of talagang gusto niya.
Oh.
Hindi pa naginip. Pati si Montolfo.
Oh.
Sige lang sila sulat na ito ang dapat maging presidente kung bakit. Oo, sabi ko. Sige ako, wala naman akong talent. I do not have any extra talent to qualify me. If you compare me with the others, pare-pareho lang kami. Abogado. I was looking for that magic, whatever it was, na bakit ako maging presidente. But you know what? At the end of the day, and now, kilala mo na ako, Pastor. I still live in the house where bago ako nag-presidente. I can assure you that I kept your faith. Masabi ko nung, ano kaya? Kasi mayor ako, I know that I was popular because of Davao was talagang pumuputok na. The fastest growing city in the Philippines. Consistent yan every year. Maybe because I was able to instill discipline sa lahat.
Oo.
Pati sa police at military. Pag nandito sila sa Davao, hindi naman will behave, but they would know how to conduct themselves because there are rules to be followed. Una is smoking. It does not exempt anybody. And drinking beyond, it does not exempt anybody. I do not, walang exempted dito.
Firecrackers.
No, sabi ko, you know, yung firecrackers. Every year, makita mo sa ospital, makita mo doon sa TV, on midnight, sa New Year, kino-cover nila, makita mo yung mga dinadala sa ospital, ang kamay, bulag na ang bata. So I was thinking, sometime after that, sabi ko, why would I allow that to happen in my city? Why would I allow children to lose their eyesight, their fingers and everything just because it's Christmas? So give me a good reason why a Christmas should be as deadly as we have experienced ever since, even during my father's time. Kaya one time sabi ko, I want to stop it. I do not want children killed. I do not want people to fire their guns. You know, the bullet that goes fast there would be the same speed that it would get going down. Pag tinamaan ka dito sa ulo, patay ka talaga. Lulusot yan eh. So sabi ko, why do I have to allow these things to happen? So, sabi ko, one Christmas, sabi ko, one New Year, stop it. Wala pang batas. Wala pa akong ordinansa. Sabi ko, yung smoking, because marami talagang smokers. Ako nagsusmoke eh. Maraming smokers. And nobody would believe that I could really stop it in Davao City. Well, sabi ko, I will try. Yung hindi naman huminto, na suplado, sabihin pa, this is not your money. It's my money that I'm burning. O sabi ko, I've told you, there's a law. It's just an ordinance, but it's a law. And when you are there, I've seen you smoking, foreigner ito. May ginawa ako, tapos sabi ko, eat your cigarette. You do not eat it, and the cannonballs will fly all over the place. Kasi pinatong ko sa kanya eh. Sabi ko, eat it, or you lose your balls. Well, di na nervyos siya. Sabi ko, I will do it. If only to set an example, I will do it. You do not have to do that, Mayor. So, na-cover ng media, sabi ko, sino gustong sumunod? At ang pulis, sinabi ko talaga. Military patrol, sinuna ko. Kayo yung law enforcers. Stop. Stop smoking. Kaya marami naghinto na eh. Pati ako, hinto na kami lahat. Kasi ako ang una. And ngayon, you do not see me in public drinking. But I drink. But not in public. Sinabi ko rin yan sa mga police, pati military. Do not do it. Noon yung, sabi ko, I do not want to see you in uniform and drinking in public and smoking. Sabi ko, do it in your house. Walang pulis umiinom dito in public. Tinaas ko yung ante. Sabi ko, even if you are not in uniform, do not drink in public because you have guns. Alam mo na, pag maya, madali na lang maghayabang kay to stop it. And sa awa ng Diyos, because this is also the site of the New Jerusalem, God is God.
You know, Mayor, that's one thing we miss no, when we go abroad. Lahat ng daan, masalubong mo, Kumisa napapasok ka pa, nagsisigarilyo lahat, the smoke, the thing that goes into your nose, so irritating. So we miss Davao for that. Kasi dito, sa aeroplano pa, i-announce na this is a no smoking city. At wala talagang pinatawad, kahit sino pa. Pag nag-smoke ka, talagang you have to pay the price. So that is what we miss here. And sana buong bansa na, pero we're just thankful na kahit hindi na implement sa buong bansa, basta dito sa Davao.
You know, guys, all of you listening, if you want to celebrate New Year quietly, without the usual, wala dito. It's all silent night, holy night. Sabi ko kasi, you know, Jesus, pinanganak lang. It might be an anniversary, but it's a ritual that we... Now, Jesus, God, is just about a few, 25, just a few days apart. The child is sleeping. Do not
disturb. Huwag mong puputukan.
Sinong maligayahan yan? Totoo yan yung lalo na nung tira rin ako sa GSI. Grabe yung yung bagong, yung neighbor ko. Yung grabe yung iyak ng bata na kasi yung wala na. Ano man para lang sa kapwa mo tao, hindi mo pa You know, those things that I did. Hindi naman, it's not a big deal actually. Pero doon ako well, the people embrace my values, if you mean, my idea. In-embrace nila eh. So, hanggang ngayon na hindi na ako mayor, it's the people who would tell you na do not smoke here because you will be apprehended. Gusto na ng taga Davao, tahimik na eh. At noon, but really, alam mo, ano rin ako eh, medyo dyan sa pedestrian lane, sa Anda, nabunggo yung babae. It's always the speed that you... Alam mo yung lahat ng disgrasya, all of those accidents that you have witnessed or saw it one time or another, it's because of overspeeding. Yan talaga, kasi kung hindi lang talaga makikita mo yung mga boss na magbangang head-on, ilan ang patay sa Luzon, gano'n, mahulog. Because overspeeding, that's the problem. Overspeeding talaga yan. Kaya sa bangil, pag gano'n, kung hindi na madala sa manubila, gano'n, mahulog.
Hindi na makontrol. No?
Just like riding a motor. Kami ng pasto ng Cagayan ng Davao kami. Yung curve na gano'n, pag mag-ano ka, you have to bank. Pag yung sharp, yung parang you really have to almost nakaganon na yung motor. Otherwise, diretso ka. Overspeeding, hindi mo na makontrol. Kaya I've traveled the entire length and breadth of this country. From, when I was in Luzon, we parked our motorcycles facing Taiwan. Pastor, I could see the Taiwanese women in bikini swimming.
Oh?
Gano'n na kalapit. That was exaggeration. Pero malapit na ang Taiwan. Sabi ko, ganda ng mga babae. Lahat. It took me 14 days to negotiate.
That's on 2 wheels, Mayor, di ba?
Wala yun.
Motorcycle.
The farthest, Pastor, is Surigao pag landing mo from Visayas, you take the barge, pati motor mo, then you mag-start ka sa Surigao City to Davao City. That's almost 1 day of...
Pero you were able to reach up to the north, di ba? Oh. When you were mayor here.
But just a suggestion. If you parents tapos you can afford it, maghingi ang anak mo ng motor. Forget it.
Kamatay lang niya.
Nakita mo ako I have pain here and there because of the so many bad spirit. Dito, may fractured, plaster cast ito noon, naka-plaster cast ito dito. Nasubukan ko lahat eh. And I am now payback time, they call it. So,
Pero, Mayor, maraming nakapansin sa iyo na your post-presidency, Filipinos have observed your youthful glow each time you visit us here. Since returning home to Davao City, they noticed na bumata kayo. So, what's your secret of that?
secret, Pastor, it's the sleep.
Sa sleep,
Ay, akala nila nagagamit ako ng ano. Ang ginagamit ko ng cream, yung ginagamit ng asawa ko, kumukuha lang ako doon, ginaganon ko rin. Kasi kuminis yung mukha niya eh.
So, meaning when you were in Malacanang, talaga hindi kompleto yung tulog mo?
At saka yung sunog.
Oo.
Yung ano ko dito, yung...
Yeah, we noticed when you went to Middle East.
Because I'm the only president na who visited all military camps, pati police regional headquarters. Talagang, then, hindi kasi ako maniwala ng ano, people have been saying na,
Sunblock.
Stick eh. So, I went to the Middle East. So, Israel, Jordan. So, yung mainit, pagbalik ko sa Pilipinas, itim na ito. Sabi ng mga kalaban ko sa politika, yan si Mayor Duterte may kidney problem yan. So, sabi ko, well, if that's what you want, what can I do? Kasi sa kidney daw, mag-itim yung ano dito.
Yung mukha mo.
Well, sir, I have still my kidney, but it's not really... It's not because of my... Yung ano ko lang, yung... Mabutit nga lang, pumuti. Tapos ito ngayon, the problem is dito, may puti, may... Maybe hindi distributed yung cream ko dito lang minsan eh. Nakita mo, may linya.
But, Mayor, why are you using a cane when you can walk? Malakas ka pa.
I will demonstrate it to you, Pastor. I do not know if it's going to be now or pagkatapos. But, saan yung ano ko eh?
Okay.
Diyan yung police. Ako mahilig ako sa drama eh. Kasi kung hindi ako mahilig sa drama, patay na ako sa palo ng nanay ko.
How is it, Mayor? How is it?
Kasi ano yung pulis naghahawak ng baston ko?
Di mo when you were punished by your mother ba? You were led like this?
Alam mo, in a week's time, almost twice or thrice ako dyan sa altar, ganon. Kneeling down, ha? Kaya hindi lang, maybe 100 times. Hindi lang, every time I commit an error or a mistake, I go straight to the family, kaganon ako. Tapos may pampalo ang nanay ko sa pag bumaba, yan, okay. So, noon yung yung crucifix namin, nahalata ko talaga noon, nakaganuan niya siya, parang asking Father, pero ang palagi na ako nakaluhod, nagkakaroon na siya, nagtitinginan na kami. Sabi ko, alam mo, Jess, pareho talaga ang swerte natin. Itong baston ko, ha? Pag maglakad ako na maraming makita ako ng kalaban ko sa politika, gaganon kaagad ako.
Mayor, mahulog.
Ganon. Tingin naman yan sila. Kawawa. Ayan, sige pa. Diyan sa labi sa Manila, ginaganon ko yan. Pero maya tawag si Ole, kunin mo. Pero drama yan. Kaya mo. It was sa Diamond Hotel, nung parte ng pulis. Ginamit ko ito. Na gano'n ako. Alam ko yung yellow eh. Kasi pag tingin pa lang nila, masamaan ang tingin. Hostile na gano'n. So, lalo ako magdrama. So, makita mo kasi, mabuti, gumirese sa kanya yan. Pero may pag labas ko, maglakad ako. Ha? Sino, pampalo ko na sa ulo nila. Pero balang araw, baka talagang gano'n akong putang. Baka matuluyan. Itong ano ko, Pastor, what's the other? What keeps me busy? Well, planning to retire from political career. Yes, talagang retired na ako. Advisor to the present administration, marami sila. And there are more brilliant people than
Your plans for 2023, Mayor, writing a memoir, traveling the Philippines, in a motorbike, teaching in a law school, or what?
You're about the fifth time na nagtanong whether I would want somebody. About 4 of them already
Wrote about your autobiography.
biography ko, sabi ko, ayaw ko.
But in your own words, you don't need to.
Ayaw ko kasi marami akong sa buhay, marami akong sabit. Kung biography is sabihin ko talaga ang totoo. Pero then I would run into a gamot of issues now.
Somebody wanted to make a biopic about you.
Picture?
Biopic.
Mayor pa ako, marami na yun.
Parang movie.
But, Pastor, I hope I would not offend the ladies. But who would be the first? Yung actress doon. But if the first, then the second has also to be there. Marami akong issues. Then maybe the third or fourth would also ask, kunting...
What about me?
What about our story?
Why did you not include?
Sabi ko man. Pero I know that I realize that it's wrong or was wrong. My consolation is that sabi ko, when I dreamt of God smiling at me, parang okay lang but you cannot have as many wives as you're not allowed to do that.
Well, in your entire life, Mayor, since you were born up until now, you live life well and very fruitful, and it's a public service that everybody really appreciated, especially here in our country kasi nandito ka man. And you look so satisfied and contented, and yung buhay mo ba from the time you were in public service, pag-graduate mo ng law school, you went into public service as a prosecutor, and then as a vice mayor, mayor, congressman, vice mayor, and then president. You never lost in any election. At ito'y hindi pangkaraniwan.
I can only thank the God and the Filipino for their trust in me. But ako, Pastor, maski ganito lang ako, marami akong sins plenty. Pero yung corruption,
We know that.
I took it after my
We know
my
that.
father was also governor for 10 years dito. There was only one Davao, but there are so many local units now. Del Norte, Del Sur, Occidental, there's the province of the Oro. When my father died, they divided Davao into so many pieces. They call it gerrymandering. There was a Congressman Jerry of America who tore to pieces his just to accommodate leaders. Ganon ang nangyari sa Davao. I would not want to mention kasi iba patay na. Patay na talaga. They were given the parang concessions from above. All of these guys involved. Pero maganda rin because it hastened the development of yung naging bagong province, naging city. Wala akong ano doon. But ang ano ko lang is yung Davao City, or I grew up. Alam mo kasi ang tatay ko brought us to Mindanao sometime in 1948, 59. Looking for the greener pasture. Mahirap lang tatay ko. So when I was governor, I was very, very strict, lalo na yun. We could not even ride in his own, yung governor's car na may governor na. Siguro mahawak, but we were never allowed to ride. Ganon ang tatay ko. And he never allowed the family. Ako lang, kasi estudyante ako, sumasabay ako pag-uwi. Ako lang yung nakakasakay siguro na, but usually, paunahin niya ako mag-uwi ka na. Public transportation lang. Pwede tayo yung may ulan ngayon, gano'n. Maghanap siya, sabi niya. But he wanted me to be independent and pero ibang mga kapatid ko, hindi talaga nakasakay. Sa Philippine Women's, malapit mas bahay. Mga kapatid kong babae. Marami akong pero itong nakuha ko sa tatay ko. Never, even as president, you can ask anybody.
Yes.
Alam mo, nung presidente ako, alam mo ang sekreto? When I became president, the first meeting is, all transactions falling under your jurisdiction is yours and yours alone. I do not allow yung mga transaction na bili ka ng train, bili ka ng dito ng bagong... Alam ng lahat ng Pilipinas yan. Hanggang dito lang ako sa yung framework ng infrastructure ng government. Yung mga transaction, awarding of itong mga landfill, itong nasa development sa ngayon, tawag dito yung sa dagat, reclamation. Wala, hindi dumaan sa akin yan. Wala talaga, ayaw ko. Kasi wala akong may pagbili o magbili ang gobyerno. Wala ako dyan. Yung mga cabinet ko, and you can ask them, they are still alive, wala pa namang namatay, tanungin mo, wala talaga. That's why when I went out of the presidency, wala talaga. Wala silang masabi. And I have not talked to any yung mga milyonaryo na except for those philanthropic guys. I hate, ayaw kong sabihin kasi baka ayaw niya. Yun, kinakausap ko. Because sabihin ko sa kanila na itong malaking mga gastos. I just came from itong mga cancer. You know, magsabihin ko na lang, Pastor, para malaman, magdabas din sa ano ko yan sa bank account ko. They will be accusing policemen of making, politicos of making money. Ako may natanggap ako, Pastor. I started very young as a prosecutor, 1988. So, mayor ako noon. So, another mga 8 years prosecutor na ako bago ako naging vice mayor, pati mayor. Tapos, matagal ako masyado, almost 22 years to the presidency. I was very young when I started. Ang contribution ko lang sa yung government insurance, GSIS, malaki na masyado. Ayaw ko magyabang, pero totoo ito kasi makita man rin. Nakatanggap ako ng 23 million. So, bonanza talaga. Never expected in my life.
That's in 40 years.
Nasa, nasa land bank na. It's a matter of record. Kasi, uncheck ka sa gobyerno, dito sa land bank eh. Doon mo kunin yung pera.
From 80 to up to now, that's 40 years.
Kaya nga, ganun na lang kalaki ang... I started very young. Was only about 29. Ano na ako. Nagtrabaho na ako sa gobyerno hanggang the presidency. So, as I parang ano ko sa Diyos, in celebration of there and then sinabi ko sa tao na, you know guys, baka you might want to start to wag your tails again, your tongue. Saan ko nakuha itong, alam mo na, politiko ako. Na bakit ako nagkaroon ng milyon na paglabas ko. So, mabuting alam ninyo, sabi ni Bong Aid ko, meron pang dating the amount of 25. I got the 23 million check sa bangko noon. So, yung asawa ko, kasi joint account, sabi ko makuha ka ng 3 million. Yung check mo talaga. Para may paper trail kung saan ang pera. 3 million sabi ko doon sa bigay ko sa cancer patients ng mga bata.
Yan ba yung bahay dagupan mo yan?
Doon sa ano? House of Hope.
Yeah.
Sabi ko sa yung, alam mo, mamihirap lang yan sila, kawawa. The only thing that they can really afford is yung plaster cast lang na ano. Sabi ko ito yung binibigay ko sundalo ko pati pulis. Nung presidente na ako, lahat ng pulis o military na nakuna na naputol yung paa. Titanium talaga yan. Yung they can run again and they can fight. So ito ngayon, when I started when I was mayor, hindi na kasi ako mayor, for the limbs that they would lose, either a foot or an arm, mahal man yan. It's about 72,000. Binigay ko para sa yung napuputol yung paa ngayon. Yan ang...
So I think, Mayor, that's one X factor nasa iyo na you learned from your parents, the incorruptibility that will be in government, especially when you become president. That's the highest service of the land, and it's also very tempting kung talagang hindi ka grounded.
You bargain more than kasi diyang corruption.
Oo.
Sa ano, magpasok ka, naka Ford Fiera ka lang, paglabas mo, naka Mercedes-Benz ka na, parang... Saka, hanggang ngayon, I started using a pickup. Na presidente ako, pick-up. Mag-travel ako. Hanggang nag-retire na ako, yung dati kong pick-up. Pick-up lang talaga. Never bought yung mga fancy, wala ako yan. Saka mahiya ako. May nagbigay sa akin, ito matter of record. Binigyan ako ng Mercedes-Benz. Nung presidente ako, hindi ko tinanggap. Saan yung Mercedes-Benz? Nasa grahe sa Presidential Security Command. Iniwan ko doon. Sabi ko, well, kung sinong gustong magamit niyan, gamitin niyo, bro. Nung simula, nung binigayan sa akin, doon na yan, sabi ko,
Yeah.
I have no use for that. Nakikinig mo yung mga sundalong yan, alam nila. Nasa Presidential Mercedes-Benz, Pastor, brand new.
Oo.
May nagbigay pa sa akin ng cruiser. Sabi ko, may